Hi, this is Karen, Grandmother Dances in the Night Skies. Welcome. Today we're going to talk about dreams and what do your dreams mean? So I'll tell you a little bit about one of the dreams that I had. I have a consistent dream that I've had it since I was a little kid. I'm trying to dial a phone back in the day where you had the round rotary phone. I was dialing the phone, and I could never get through to the number that I was trying to get through to. And I was always lost because the person that I was trying to reach was out of my reach. And I would go through this dialing of the phone of trying to reach them and always hitting the wrong numbers and not being able to reach them. And then further into the dream time, I would go into the dream where I was in a maze. I was separated from that person and I could not find them. That is a reoccurring dream that I've had since the time I can remember, like way back till I was like 4 and I'm 66. So a long time that I've been having a similar dream. So what does that mean? Well, the dream, it means that I have separated myself from the people that I care about, that I am not connected to the things that I need to be connected to in order to feel like I'm part of the family or part of a group. That's what that would mean. There's another one of an elk. So you see an elk in the distance, and the elk starts calling to you. But as you start walking closer to the elk turns into a butterfly. Well, it's how is that butterfly so big? What does that mean? Well, when the elk turns into the butterfly, it usually means that your masculine and your feminine are not in balance, and your masculine is overpowering your feminine, or your feminine in this case, because the butterfly overpowered the butterfly overpowered the masculine, and I'm not in balance. That's what that means. Now, do I have your attention? Because I'm going to ask you to erase all of that. Nothing I just said was true, because everything that I just said was through my eyes, through my lens, and my life experiences. Anyone who writes a book, your dreams mean this means this, is from their own perspective. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm saying it comes from their lens, their viewpoint. And I would challenge you to take a peek of what it means to you. It's just like my life path and your life path are totally different. So if I was to ask you what a really hard life path would be, you might tell me it's walking on stones that are sharp on the bottoms of your feet, or you might tell me it's trudging knee deep in mud or water. So each one of us has our own viewpoint and how we perceive the world, how we perceive our dreams. Dreams are exactly like that, exactly like that. So the first thing I would suggest you do is get yourself a dream journal. Just start small, just a dream journal. Keep the dream journal right beside your bed. And before you go to bed at night, just simply set an intention. My intention, and write it in your book. My intention is to. Now, I'll give you some example. My intention is to sleep tonight and not dream. That's a good one too. My intention is to dream happy thoughts and to retain those dreams. My intention is to dream to faraway lands and to retain those dreams. Or my intention is just to remember the dream that I'm having, or to not remember the dream, but to allow my body to rest. Whatever your intention is, it is absolutely right for you. So write your intention down. Take some deep breaths when you go into bed. A really good one, a good balancing breath is down, up, down through each nostril. In, out, in, out, as you breathe in and out through each nostril. I do it this way when I'm doing it, in and out, and allow that little V to go up and down, and allow yourself to breathe. When we can breathe like that for about 5 minutes before bedtime, we're resetting ourselves up into balance. So now you've set your intention, you've laid in bed, you've calmed your body, your whole nervous system's now kind of going, thank you. And now you get to sleep and drift in, drift out, however it works for you. Usually the sweet spot is just before dream time or bedtime, or I mean, sleep time, or just after you've woken up in the morning. Don't be quick to jump out of bed. Lay in bed for that few extra moments and allow yourself to drift and allow yourself to just daydream. And it might fall into an actual dream. It might stay as a daydream. That's okay. And then when you wake up in the morning, write down what your feelings were. And even if you don't know what your feelings are, so it's called free flow writing. So I took my book when this is when I was first learning how to do it. I take my book, my dream book, in with me into the living room before I even had a coffee. I would sit down and I would give myself 15 minutes of writing, 15 minutes. And it didn't matter what I wrote. When I first started, I write, I don't know why I'm writing today because I got nothing in my head. Um, it's a nice day. I hope it has a nice day. Anything as it popped in, and then words started popping in that didn't make any sense, but I'd write them down anyway. Lion, feeling chased, blah blah blah. Whatever happens to come in, write it out. Don't allow your brain to figure out what you're writing. Doesn't matter what you're writing. Give yourself 15 minutes, but constantly be moving that pen, even if you write the same number over and over and over again. So allow that to happen. After 15 minutes, put it away. Don't reread it. Just put it away and go out about your day. Then later on in the day, go take a look at what you wrote down. It doesn't make any sense to you, and if it does, what insights do you get? If it doesn't, that's okay. And then put your dream journal back beside the bed. And then in the night, like or before you go to bed, you write your next intention down and you do it. You may find after, it could be just a couple of days, it could be a couple of months, every person's different, but after time, and remember, we can't make time happen, but after time, that will start to make sense to you. And pretty soon, that lucid dreaming, that awake dreaming, is going to start making more and more sense. Then you may get to the point where you can manipulate your dreams and change your dreams. So imagine that little phone. And I really did have those dreams where I can't call. But I now have gotten to the point where I'm phoning and I can't get through. What I do is I imagine a little telephone worker in the phone connecting all the lines for me so that I can actually reach the person I'm trying to reach. Find it quite fascinating when I'm actually in awake time and I will dial a number and I'll dial it wrong, and I'll dial a number and I'll dial it wrong. The third time, I always stop, take a breath, put the phone down, walk away, and come back, and I can usually dial it right. I don't know why that happens, but that is my connection. And so I just know now that even in dream time, I can remanipulate that where I can actually carry through and reach the people I'm trying to reach. But if I was to look at a book, it would give me 1,000 different meanings behind that dream. And any book that I would read, it would depend on what that person who wrote it was thinking at the time. So again, don't look at what they wrote because that's what was good for them. What is good for you? And then ask your dreamer animal. We have a dreamer animal. Ask our dreamer animal, what does this dream mean to me? What does it mean to me? Then sit down and do your free flow writing. Just allow it to happen. What does this dream mean to me? And allow it to be. So another way that we can assist ourselves in that dream time is set yourself up. So make sure that your dream space, your bedtime space is nice. You want to make it so that it's inviting. You don't want to have a TV going, although caveat here, I do have a TV going. But we try not to. I try to lower it. I'm getting better at shutting it off earlier in the evening. I've got it on a timer now, whereas midnight it turns off. So at least I've kind of gotten so I can sit a little bit more in the not worrying about the white noise constantly in the background. So do what works for you, because what works for me may not work for you. What works for you may not work for me. Some people like to have the noise, the megahertz going in the background. That's okay if that's what you need. Maybe you need drum music. Maybe you don't need anything. Maybe you need absolute silence, and trust that that's okay too. It will be exactly as it's supposed to be and how it's supposed to be. Just trust that. So that is the dream space, and let's see how it works out. Let me know. Drop in the comments section and let me know how your dream space went. Aho. This is Karen, grandmother dances in the night skies.